What's up, plant lovers? Devin is here, and in this video today I'm going to show you guys how to do the second pruning of the season of our lavender plants. We all know that we need to prune our lavenders regularly in order to retain a nice dense plant that doesn't get leggy, woody, have bald spots, things like that. If you're looking for a video on how to prune them in the springtime, go check that video link up there. This video is going to be dedicated to the second pruning, which typically takes place at the last few weeks of summer when our flowers are really finishing, losing their colors for the season. Alternatively, this second pruning can also be done when the flowers are in their peak blooming color in the middle of summer, giving your plant enough time to regenerate new growth and oftentimes creating a second flush of flowers at the end of summer or in early autumn. So I'm here with my Lavender Sensational. This is a Lavandula intermedia hybrid, and I'm going to show you guys how to shear them back and then harvest these flowers, allowing them to dry upside down like you would see in the lavender fields in southern France. All right, so let's get right into it. So this second pruning of the season is a much lighter pruning than we do in the beginning of the year in the early springtime. So we are actually going to be removing about 1/3 of the height of this plant, but we're not starting from the height of the flowers, we're starting from the height of where that last most set of leaves occurs. So this would be the height. If we're going to be, this is about, 8 inches, we're going to remove maybe 2 to 3 inches of growth, and that typically would include just 1 set of leaves, 2 set of leaves, maybe 3 sets of leaves. So what you can do is simply take your shears and remove each stem just like this, one at a time, just below that second set of leaves. Now, you could obviously do that one by one if you have one single plant, but me, I have like 12 plants. That process is gonna be way too slow for me to just go one by one. So what I'm actually gonna be doing, we're going to be trying to do our best to retain a nice domed shape. So as we're pruning it back, shearing it back, we're going to cut the outermost stems a little bit shorter than those innermost stems, kind of shearing it back at a slight angle. That's gonna help our plant keep a nice, even-keeled look. As many of us know, lavender is considered a subshrub because it does have these woody bases like this. Here you can see where it's really nice and woody. Now, if you were to cut into this woody growth where there's no actual green foliage emanating from, this would not regenerate if I were to cut it back here. However, if I travel up this stem to where that green growth occurs, right around here, then this will absolutely regrow from this same section, okay? So we want to refrain from cutting into that woody stem, whether it's in the springtime or in the summertime. So this process reminds me back when I used to have my long hair down to my shoulders and making ponytails, because what you'll do, you just kind of grab a nice clump of it like you're making a ponytail, and then you kind of find where that second or third leaf set is, and you just start to cut at an angle. So I'll just kind of cut like this. And then I'll take these, add them to the pile. I'll grab the next clump and just slowly kind of go at a nice angle so those inner stems are a little bit longer than the outer ones. Now you can see it has a nice domed shape, and you can just do a little bit of selective pruning to make it even more domed if you do so choose. All right, so I think that looks pretty darn good. When we're cutting it, when we're shearing it back, we want to aim for about between 1/2 and 1/3 of that height. So I probably got a little bit closer to removing about 1/2. We don't really want to go any deeper than that, because then I start to get into that woody growth. And I'm in here in the middle of June, which is the very beginning of summertime in my Zone 6B garden here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And within the next couple months, this will absolutely regenerate new growth and probably give me a whole new second flush of flowers, hopefully. So now that we have our nice big pile of lavender, what do we do with this? So if you just have a small little clump like I had right there, you can absolutely go ahead and remove some of those lowermost leaves. This will make it a little bit more nice and neat when we go to dry them. However, it's not totally necessary, and I honestly don't care because the foliage has wonderful fragrance just like the flowers. So retaining that foliage just makes a nice, even, more fragrant cluster. So just grab a nice handful. All right, look at how beautiful that is. So once you have a nice clump handful like this, we always want to use rubber bands because as these do still have some moisture laden within the stems and foliage, using a rubber band, as they start to dry, they will kind of compress a little bit. So using a rubber band is the preferred method. Now I like to do this when my flowers are at their peak here in the beginning of summertime, because that's when the flowers have their most color. That being said, you can also harvest them just the same way at the end of the flowering season, towards the end of summer, early fall, doing the exact same thing that we just did with this nice clump. And of course, the last and best step is to hang your lavender upside down somewhere cool, like where my wife decided to hang our lavender above this painting that my mother did. So we like to keep the artwork and all of the wonderful love in our tight-knit family. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable and easy to follow, and giving you inspiration to enjoy cutting your lavender. Don't think of pruning your lavender as a tedious or difficult task. It's enjoyable, it's easy, and the rewards are bountiful. But if you do still have any further questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Or if you have your own experience growing lavender, pruning your lavender, harvesting your lavender that you would like to share with the rest of the community, please leave those comments as well. Anyways, don't forget, subscribe to our channel and like this video if you did indeed enjoy the content. We will see you guys very shortly. Talk to you later. Ciao.